What the fudge is up, everyone? Welcome to your 40th HTML5 tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to be learning about transformations. Not transformers like the movie, although that was a pretty good movie, but transformations. And what I mean by that is how to move our canvas around, how to rotate it, scale it, shrink it, translate it. Ooh, pretty cool, huh? So it sounds interesting, and trust me, it is. So before we start moving this canvas around, it would probably be nice if we could have, something pretty to look at. So I'm not going to draw a basic shape because when we do something like flip a square upside down, it looks the exact same. So that really isn't the best way to demonstrate this. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding some text on the screen. So canvas font, and set this equal to bold 22 pixels. Tahoma, not Tahoma, Tahoma. And then after that, let's go ahead and align this to the start. So text, align, start. And now canvas, fill text. We want some thick, nice text. And what do we want it to say? Let's just go ahead, and since I'm going to be making a bunch of different transformations, I'll write start, and then you'll know. Well, I'll show you guys in about half a second. This is basically going to be the starting point. It just says the word start, and it's 1030, not the time 1030, over 10 and down 30. So that's basically our starting point, and I'm going to go ahead and move the canvas around, but that will always stay there. So now let's go ahead and learn about these silly, crazy transformations. The first transformation I want to tell you guys about is simply how to move the canvas. So whenever you're applying a transformation to a canvas, you go ahead and write canvas because that's where you're going to do it to, and then you write the name of the transformation. Translate. Now what translate means is basically move. They should have named this move, but they didn't. So this function takes two parameters. The first one is the x value, and the second one is the y value. So whenever we do this, we're basically saying move the canvas 100 pixels to the right and 150 pixels down, x and y. So now all we have to do is, well, I guess it would be good if we actually had something to write after that. So we'll just write canvas fill text, and I'm just going to go ahead and copy this piece right there. And what can we write right here? Like after translate. So let me go ahead and save this and refresh it and check it out. My start is right here where it was, but my translate, this little piece after translate, the text is now down here. So even though we're writing both the text at 1030, let me just go ahead and actually change this to 00. So now whenever you write something at 00, it's in the very top leftmost corner. So check it out. The canvas is like right around here. I know you guys can't see the border of it, but basically we took the entire canvas and moved it over 100 and down 150, and that's this point right here. So that is how you translate or move a canvas. And I know what you guys are saying, okay, Bucky, if you move the whole canvas, then why the heck is this start right here? Shouldn't they be kind of overlapping? Well, the reason the start is up here still is because computer programs work from the top down. It follows order one by one. So we're basically saying, okay, we made a canvas, and whenever we make it, by default it's in the top left right here. So we're saying, okay, on our canvas, draw start at 1030. So it went over 10, down 30, and it drew start. And then its next mission was to move the canvas 100 to 150. So it took the canvas and it moved it down here, but this didn't move with it. That job is already done. The computer program is done with that piece. It doesn't like go back and fix things. It works from the top down. So now that the canvas is over here, whenever we write something at 00, then it just pretty much says, okay, the canvas is right here, so 00 is now right here. That's why I'm writing it right there. So a lot of people get confused that they don't understand why start didn't move. It's because computer programs, they work from the top down. It doesn't go back and fix its mistakes or anything like that. So now we learn translate. We got a couple more to cover. The second one is canvas rotate. Now rotate takes one parameter, and this is going to kind of freak you out. Let me just go ahead and write the number 1 in there. Now I know what you're probably thinking, and actually let me go ahead and just copy this while I'm at it. Rotate, fill text, and I'll just write after rotate. I could spell it like that if I want to. So let me go ahead and refresh it and check it out. Whoa, that looks like it rotated about like 45 degrees right around there. Well, check it out. Even though I wrote 1 in here, you may have been thinking it could take any value from like 0 to 360, because a perfect circle all the way around is 360 degrees. But also, the parameter it takes is a value in radians. Now, radian is kind of a weird thing, and I don't know if you learned this in high school yet, but if you don't know what radians are yet, just remember this. 360 degrees equals, I want to say 2 pi, but I guess if you don't know what radians are, then you don't know like about 2 pi and all that radian stuff. But anyways, it's basically like, I can't think of the degrees, like 57 degrees or something. It's been a long time since I learned that stuff, but I think it's like 57 degrees per radian. So anyways, just remember, if you're coming across your mistakes, that this isn't degrees. It's actually radians. And if you want the conversion, then, don't listen to me. Go look it up. It's somewhere around 57, or, somewhere around there. So now I want to tell you guys about one more thing, and that is the scale. So we go ahead and canvas and write scale. Then it's going to take 2 parameters. The first value is the x value, and I'm just going to go ahead and write 1.5. And the second value is the y value, and I'm just going to go ahead and write 4. Now, whenever we give it a positive value like that, what we're saying is, okay, I want you to scale this text 1.5 in the x direction. That means left and right. I want you to grow it. So it's basically, if we looked at after translate, it would basically stretch out to here. Now, when we grow it in the y direction, it just means get taller. So now this would be like this tall instead of this tall right here. So now all we have to do is just go ahead and write the text on the screen, and we should be good to go. However, if we write it right on top of this after rotate, then it may be kind of hard to see everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move this down 20 pixels and change this to after scale. And whenever I refresh this, it should be out of the way. So check it out. Let me just go ahead and expand that baby right there. So what we did is first we moved it down 20 pixels, so that's why it isn't sitting right on top of after rotate. After that, we stretched it, the x value. If you notice, it's a little bit longer than this after rotate, even though scale is a shorter word, and that's because we stretched it this way, and we also stretch it in the y value to grow taller. So remember, look at my mouse right now. It's not up and down like you're vertically watching this. Since the canvas is rotated in this direction, then that is the new x and y. So y is now this, and x is now this. Pretty sweet, huh? So actually the best way to learn all these stuff is basically to play around with it. And the only thing you got to watch out for is these parameters, because I mean typically you never talk about radians and a fraction whenever you're scaling things, but there's just some little subtle tricks that you got to keep in mind. But whenever we're making programs later on, then I'm going to be clearing all that up as I come across them, so stick with me and you'll be good to go. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.